Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another weekly reading. We're going to be taking a look at the dates of Monday, October 20th. That's today, yay, until Sunday, October 26th. So I'm going to do my best to just get in and out and try to do this reading in as little time as possible. Unfortunately, Instagram, which is just not my favorite platform, to be honest, is now making the videos only as long as 20 minutes. So anyway, if you really are interested in the work that I do and you enjoy the content that I do, please head over to YouTube. And please remember that's my main place. I just kind of try to do a thing over here on Instagram. Also, remember that the only place I do any financial business for my business is on Etsy. So you can find the link for that. It's a compassionate heart. That's it, a compassionate heart, no spaces, and that's the name of my store on Etsy. Otherwise, you can only find my free content here on Instagram, which is at Awakening All You Lightworkers, or YouTube at A Compassionate Heart School. Okay, so that being said, feel free to come check us out. God bless you. Also, let's jump right in. The first thing I want to let you guys know this week is there's I'm hearing I was hearing that there could be some type of mishap. Notice how this card is like that. There could be some type of mishap if you're not careful. And this feels more like a mishap in the sense of saying something that you didn't intend to say, or something that you've said or done somehow got turned around and was misrepresented, or even in the way that you were trying to say it, you didn't understand your audience, all sorts of stuff. Maybe there's something that you might say that could kind of land you in a little bit of hot water. If not in your immediate space, then somewhere else. So you really want to make sure that you are not saying keeping a lid on it, but something to that effect. Now, as I say that, I see these two cards moving off now, almost like sailing away. So what you'll see is that once you start to with excuse me, once I told you that information, I saw these two cards starting to sail away. So remember that anytime that you are coming up to an event or experiencing something, if you follow this channel, then you understand that those forms, people, places, things, situations, ideas, all of those forms are just able to manifest in your reality out of all the things that are possible that you could experience. And then on top of that, out of the things out of that possibility that are probable, what are the odds that these things manifest for you in your immediate environment, in your life, and that you can sit and talk about it? It's because there's a vibration that you're carrying that allows that circumstance or those circumstances to be a vibrational match to you. And so therefore, if you do not want to be in the presence or in the environment with that kind of energy, then I would invite you to take a look at yourself. As you know, we're all about going inward. Take a look at yourself and see what belief you're holding, what self-concept you're holding that is creating or making this vibrational match within you, and then shift it. Once you shift what's going on the inside, then you can no longer emit the signal on the outside that could allow, or that would allow, for whatever it is that you don't want. And by the same token, if there is something that you would prefer, capital P, prefer to have be a part of your reality, you must go inside to shift whatever's going on in your mental space, right? And clearing blockages within your energy field as well, and also making changes in your physical space, your physical world, taking certain actions instead of other actions so that you can become a vibrational match to what it is that you'd like. Now, notice that this card that's come out is the Emperor. And I love this depiction of the Emperor. It shows, well, an emperor holding all these little guys. Who are all these little guys? All the events, all the forms, people, places, things, situations, ideas, all that stuff that you, as the Emperor, have put in motion in your own life. Where? In your own little world. A lot of people don't understand when we say that you're in your own world, we are having a collective experience. But when you start to really, truly understand energy and understand what you are, you must come to the realization that, whoa, every little thing I think, see, feel, everything, it's me. I'm the signal, I'm the emitter. And so if there's something that you don't like, then you must go inward to make that shift. Now, the thing is, a lot of people don't realize that they're still experiencing the effects of the vibrations they've put out in other lifetimes. And so if you follow my channel, you know, I'm very big on basically trying to help us all to stop the bleeding. In other words, stop, stop taking certain actions that are just going to continue to catch up with you, so to speak. When we oh, my ears just popped as I was about to say this. When we hear things like see no evil, speak no evil, what is it? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. People think that means one thing because of their programming, the things that they learned while they're on this planet, the religious program, all that. But energetically speaking, all it boils down to is saying, hey, man, choose your perceptions wisely, because it is your perceptions that are going to determine what goes on in your life. Something happens, if you perceive it a certain way, you give it a certain meaning, you start to tell a certain narrative. What you're doing now is that you're setting things in motions by the things that you're saying, the things that you are actions that you're taking, right? So if you choose to see no evil, then that would be you putting into practice the ability to witness things out in your world and to choose the highest perspective of that you can take. Don't just stop at the first thing that pops in your mind. Acknowledge what pops into your mind, sit, reflect, go inward, do your prayers, whatever it is that you guys do individually to get yourself to a healthy space, and call upon something higher than yourself, and then make a decision with yourself about how you're going to see that thing that you witnessed. So that will lead you to tell a different story, which is going to be you speaking no evil. When you speak on what you witness, you don't just do the blame game. You don't just do the condemnation, all that stuff. You have already seen something. You've already reflected upon it mindfully, prayerfully, spiritually, whatever you believe, and you're choosing to speak something that is in alignment with the choice of perception that you have made. And when you hear no evil, that's basically you agreeing with yourself that no matter what you see out there, not only are you committing to seeing it in the highest light, the highest perception, the truest perception that you can see, you're not only choosing to speak on it, in other words, emit vibrations out there about it that has as much love as you can and high perspective, but you're also choosing to allow it to come into your mind, hearing that energetic input. You're choosing to hear only that which reflects the highest perspective. And we do this all the time. People are like, it's so hard, Jay. No, it's not. Remember that summer love you had with that ne'er-do-well from the wrong side of the tracks? Unless you were the one from the wrong side of the tracks. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Remember that guy? Remember that guy that everyone was like, dude, stop. This guy is not for you, or this gal, whatever, it's not for you, and blah blah blah, and you're out there just not seeing it. You're not seeing what they're saying. You don't want to hear what they're saying, and doggone it, when you speak on this situation, it's going to be in his favor. Right? So think about it that way. If you can do it for some influence that you just know is just not for you, why can't you cultivate that towards a higher perspective? So again, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil this week. Do your best. This has nothing to do with evil and that. It has everything to do with just understanding vibrational accord. It's only you condemn. You think you're living in the same world as everybody else. No. At every given now moment and 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 now moment, based on your personal beliefs, your consciousness is zapping in and out, in and out, in and out of different versions of reality, different versions of the world. There is no one earth. There is no one new earth. There's no one old earth. It's not one. To say there's one would be to buy into the illusion, like the movie. There's a movie, and oh, there's one movie. There's no one movie. That movie that you're seeing, that story, that linear story that you're watching, is just presented to you in that format. But when you look closer, it's just a whole bunch of still shots, still, put together and running at such a speed, right? This is what your life is. It's just a whole bunch of now moments, now, where your consciousness is, which is so fast, is just zipping. And the only thing that you have to concern yourself with is what am I going to be in this moment? What's my self concept? What's my self perception? What's my self definition? And again, on this channel, we talk about it all the time. You don't realize it, but most people, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. So every now moment starts with you telling the universe, putting out there for vibrational accord that you are a victim. Not only do you shut down all the possibilities that are opposite to I am a victim, you call into greater probability whatever you ask for. So remember, everything is possible under God. Everything. People don't realize this is the truth. Everything is possible under God, but you have free will and you're a sovereign being. The universe responds to you. So if out of all that is, everything, everywhere, all at once, you're beating this solid, fossilized, as I'm seeing it, so solid, fossilized belief system that says, I'm a victim, all you're doing is in that realm of all that is possible, you are elevating certain possibilities into the realm of probability for yourself. And what's the opposite of elevating? Delevating, devolving. You're pushing away, right? You're taking out of probability those that are not in alignment with what you're saying. On some level, you're saying, I'm a victim. Now you're bringing into focus for your own conscious consumption and unconscious consumption all of the timelines and versions of you and the earth and your friends and your jobs and everything, your life that are in alignment with that. And then go ahead and add on all the other I ams that you're saying. So this is why when we go inside and we do our the guides are saying service work. You got to serve yourself first within inside. Get clear about yourself identity so that you can open yourself up to the possibility and then the probability of being of service to others, right? This is how we navigate reality. But this is also why you see that those who are still stuck in the blame game and telling the stories of their victimhood and other people's victimhoods and all this, they don't understand how reality works. And that's why we come back lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime to repeat, because the soul is still trying to get this. But if you're hearing this message, you can get this. Let's just do our best, okay? Look at that, the King of Swords. It's coming out. Let me see how it wants to write itself. It came out in the reverse, but it turned itself over for me to see. Look at this King of Swords. Exactly what were we just talking about? How your mentality gives form, shapes your soul experience, gives you your essence. It adds to you, right? Look at how she's literally with this needle sewing her own dress. The King of Swords is all about the mentality. Whose mentality? Yours. Yours. Now it's interesting because they're showing me the contrast here between the long hair that is put in these cute little braids and the long hair that is open. Looks like the same person, but just wearing two different guards, right? Actually, this deck is very cool. It has two emperors, one male, one female, two kings of swords, one male, one female, in addition to the queen of swords, right? So it definitely plays on this dichotomy. Here we have two typically masculine cards being represented by the feminine. But what the guides are showing with the difference in hairstyle is a reminder that when, I'm a big proponent for A Course in Miracles. You don't have to read that book. It's just what came to me from my individual soul growth. And that's the one Spirit wants me to teach from, right? So that's why I cite it a lot. But you go with whatever, if it's the side of a bus or your own nail beds that want to tell a story, go with that. But what I want to say is what A Course in Miracles does, it's wrapped in what to our quick eyes looks like religious language, blah, blah. It's not religious at all, right? In fact, it touches on religion at all. It's to help you to undo whatever religious programming you have, but the material, the lessons that are being taught are very multidimensional, very energetically inclined, and they have nothing to do with religion. But what the Course tells us is that the purpose of A Course in Miracles, it's like deprogramming. It's here to help you undo the past. People are like, how do you do that? How do you undo the past? Simple, you shift your mindset in the present. Your job, that's your job. Your job is to remember what you are. The Course in Miracles trains you in this present moment. And through that training, and which is really like deprogramming, and if you do the workbook, it's literally like the best, it's the best, I think, for basically getting somebody out of a cult, basically, right? It's that it just clears your mind. It's anyway, over time and space, by the way. So it helps on multidimensional levels. But what it does is through shifting your current mind perspective, you undo the past, and you don't even have to think about the future because, as we know, there's no future and there's no past. So it's correcting your own mindset because still you still believe there's a past, you still believe there's a future, but that's not true. And once you really get into understanding what is being taught of you, you start to see, oh, everything that I think is something down here is completely wrong. It's up in arms. I'm looking at it backward. Look at this, the Page of Pentacles coming up reversed, right? I'm looking at it wrongly. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and end this call, right? Yeah, it's a call, right? End this call for you today, guys. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, times are changing, things are happening for us, but you're being called no matter where you are, whatever your circumstances are, you're being called to go inward. That is the only place that really exists here. And it's the only place you should be looking if you want to actually make change. Your activity as the Queen of Wands is what is being called for. What are you choosing to define yourself as? And once you come into alignment with that self-definition, you must start to look at what you're allowing into your space, energetic input, people, places, things, situations, ideas. What are you entertaining? If it's not in alignment with that self-concept that you say you want, don't even bother. Now, as you know on this channel, the true self-concept you always want to do is you always want to remember what you are. You are source, having a temporary experience. So I'm going to leave you this week with the question of what is source? Is source a victim? No. So then immediately you can't be a victim. Is source a failure? No. Immediately you can't be a failure. So this is deep-seated work, right? So this week, some buttons may be pushed for quite a few of you, but you're being asked to stay in alignment with yourself and do your best. If you'd like to reach out to me, you know exactly where to find me. Same address, same name, okay? God bless you guys and keep up the good work. Do you.